Good morning. Welcome to this webinar on the Predictor Cloud Calculation. I'm Erwin Hartog van Banda, and I will present you a new feature in Predictor. Let me just continue the sharing. Let me see if everything is okay. Yep. Okay. The agenda for today is, of course, about the cloud calculation in Predictor. I'll give you a short demo. I'll also show you how you can request an evaluation license. And I will give you a short overview of the new features of the next Predictor version 2021, which we will already release around the next month or latest in August. First, I want to point out that we've got some previous webinars recorded. The introduction of Predictor Lima, some Norse theory and mapping, GIS and CAD data import, modeling with Knossels, part 1 and part 2. They are all available on the Software's website. Go to the webinars part, and there you see your the live recordings. Okay, Predictor Cloud Calculation Service. It's a new feature. We've been providing this service already in the Netherlands for the last couple of years, and we now decided to offer this feature also outside the Netherlands for the Predictor users. And it's based on a certified data center in the Netherlands. Predictor will connect to this data center, and all data needed for the calculation will be automatically passed on to the web server in that data center. The link to the web server is, of course, a certificate secured HTTPS. And that's, of course, needed to guarantee your security. That means that you can start Predictor anywhere, start your cloud calculation, and the data is uploaded to the web server. All the data that is uploaded is always temporary. That means once a calculation is finished, the data will be remained on the web server for a maximum of 1 week. And in this time, the user will be able to download the results. And thereafter, the data is deleted. And there's also no backup made of any data on the server. So it's really temporary. And it's only the data needed for calculation, of course. Okay. Let me give you a short demonstration on how it works in Predictor itself. I switch over to Predictor. This is a small town in Spain. In the calculation menu, in the Start Calculation, you see a local calculation and a new option for cloud calculation. Just to show you have to do one setting to connect to the cloud server, the cloud service setting. You have to enter this URL. That's this secured URL to our web server in the Netherlands. I also can look at the calculations I've done before. So if I go to Cloud Calculation Service, I can show all the calculations that I've done before. At the moment, there's one calculation completed. And if I click on this calculation, I can download the calculated results. I can also show the calculations I've done in the last couple of days. And here you see that several calculations has been done and they are already downloaded. However, this one is not yet downloaded. Okay, this calculation is not yet performed, so I'll start the calculation, select Cloud Calculation. The next you have to enter is an email notification, so your email address, and then simply click Start. That's all you need to do. Then your data is uploaded to the web server, and then it's done. So then you can close the window. Now it's calculating in the data center in the Netherlands. And when you look at your overview of your models, you see the little wheel, the wheel in motion. So that means that these two models are at the moment locked. You cannot change it. Also now I cannot change any any data in this model because it's automatically locked. So while it's calculating, you cannot change it, of course. So let me just close down this one. Sorry about that. Yep. Okay. So you see that there are two models locked at the moment that cannot be changed. You can copy, you can make a copy. For instance, I can make a copy of this model. And then I can continue and make a local calculation, for instance. But this model is being calculated. I look in the calculating progress for the cloud calculation service. I see that this was the model that was completed, that I've shown you, and this new model is now calculating. So you see also a certain status. The first one is uploaded, then it's pending, and then it's calculating, and the next one is ready. When it's ready or completed, then you can download your results. Well, this one is completed, so I click on this one, say download. Then it's downloading the results. It's integrating the results in your project because these are the calculations you've done in your project. It's integrated and it's done. It's taken off from the list. So now I've got only one model calculating. And also you see that the other model, now this one, this one was locked, but it's not locked anymore. So basically that's it. You simply start a cloud calculation and you can continue using Predictor any way you like. Let me switch back to my PowerPoint. So what do you get? Predictor Cloud Calculation gives you a fast calculation using, of course, a modern and secure certified infrastructure. So in this case, the data center is an ISO 27001 certified data center. It's located in the Netherlands. And both the web server and the calculation nodes are located in the same data center. It can be used anywhere. It can be used from your home, from the office, or any other location. And of course, the nice thing is you do not need a hasp key. That means that you can use Predictor in modeling mode. Without a hasp key, Predictor goes in modeling mode. Of course, you still need your valid license files, but it goes in modeling mode. And you can do everything you want, except a local calculation, of course, because for a local calculation, you need your hasp key. But for a cloud calculation, you do not need the hasp key, so you can use it anywhere. You do not invest in you do not need to invest in additional hardware or software. Of course, you can use Predictor normally, also including local calculations during a cloud calculation. You've got no performance loss on your local PC when you're performing your cloud calculations. You can even turn it off because you will receive an email when the calculation is finished. Of course, you can also check in Predictor itself if the calculation is finished. And it's therefore just as easy to use as local calculations. Just let me switch back to Predictor. I'm just going to check the settings. I think this one, of course, there's always a small overhead, just like you do a local calculation. At first, you see that the estimated calculation time is very long, but then quickly it comes back on a very short time. You see already it's going back, and this one I think will take about 10 minutes. Okay, so it's just as easy to use as local calculations. Then a license. How do we offer your license? There are three types of licenses: Standard, Pro, and Premium. The basis is that you purchase a 1-year standard license, which gives you a normal performance. And within this 1-year period, you can upgrade temporarily to a Pro or a Premium. And a Pro will give you double performance, and a Premium will give you 4 times performance, quadruple. And this gives you an overview. For instance, during the year, if you've got some projects in a certain period, then you can temporarily upgrade to Pro. And then when there's a project that you really need to finish in a hurry, then you can upgrade to premium. So that's the basic idea behind the licensing. We will release, the official release of the cloud service will be in September. And that means that then also the pricing will be available. However, users with a maintenance agreement can already request a free evaluation license. You simply go to the website, Softmare's website. And if you go to the news item, there's a link to the evaluation license request form. And there you can select which 2 weeks you would like to have an evaluation license. That's a very simple way of checking out for yourself if it's useful for you or not. And you will see that it's very useful. Then Predictor 2021, planned for release already next month. That will have this add-on option for cloud calculations. And in July and August, we will provide the evaluation licenses. There are several other new options in Predictor 2021. For instance, we've increased the performance of terrain model calculation because our aim of course is to handle the large EU noise maps, and that means you have to do millions of points within minutes. Otherwise, it will just take you too long. Then the handling of the model is not comfortable. Then we've got an import option of result of tiled models in the model. So you do not need to export your results to GIS anymore, GIS. All your results after your tiling are available in one model. And that, of course, makes the handling much easier. We'll have a new EU population result table, which gives you an overview of all dwellings and people per building, and also, of course, for all buildings together, for 5 categories: all roads, the major roads, all rails, the major rail, and in industry. These are the 5 categories that are that you need to supply according to the Environmental Noise Directive as an end result of your EU noise map. Then new option is to view the 3D based on a 2D view window. That's really nice because normally Predictor will create a 3D view for your complete model, but of course the larger the model becomes, the longer time you will need to create your 3D view. So now you can zoom in your model and then only view the 3D of that part of your model. There's a new option for quick links in the sidebar. We've got an item property formula editor. That means that you can now, for instance, increase your sound power level with a certain number of decibels up to a maximum of a certain number, or you can multiply the certain attributes that presents the number of floors by 3, and then you've got the height of the building. So this gives you a much more flexible way of handling properties. Also new is the thematic view of items in the 3D view, and there's some more features coming. Let me go back to Predictor. You already see that it's now going down and down, so within a couple of minutes it will end. Just let me go back to Predictor and show you the thematic display, which is nice to see. Let me see. Open this one. This one has already a calculated contours. Here are my contours, and of course, let me just deselect my grid points. This is the quick links, and the quick links is, for instance, interesting for switching off your contours and for switching on your contours, and to select if you want to see areas, lines, receiver labels, etc. Receiver labels, or to start your calculation, either a cloud calculation or a local calculation. What I wanted to show you is the thematic view. For instance, buildings. Buildings can be, of course, shown thematically based on the height. For instance, all buildings between 0 and whatever 6 meters are in green, and then 6 and whatever 99 are in red for some reason. Okay, so you see all the buildings, green and red, on top of your contours. And then in your 3D view, you also see your thematic display of your buildings. And that's new because in the previous version of Predictor, the buildings were always one color. That was the default color. Okay. So you see your green and your red buildings on top of the terrain model. And you see the city on top. Well, you can make nice pictures if you want to. That's of course everybody likes these colorful pictures nowadays. Okay, so let me switch off my contours, and of course if I want to, I simply do a default, and I see my default coloring again. Okay, let me check if the calculation is done. Yep, it's completed. So you click on Blanes, you say download. It's integrating the results, and now it's gone. So you can still see the short history of the last 7 days, because after 7 days all data is deleted. If you move your mouse above your model, you see that this model has been started at 6 minutes past 9, and it ended about 10 minutes, 11 minutes later. Okay, that's about it.